What's up, Gooners? In the next minutes, Arsenal are scouting Newcastle's next Elliot Anderson. Andrea Berta just made a massive contractual mistake that could cost us the title, and Roy Keane has been proven right about our most controversial signing. But first, smash that subscribe button because we're bringing you Arsenal news that nobody else is covering every single day. Let's go. Gooners, Arsenal scouts have been busy at St James's Park, but they're not watching Sandro Tonali. They're watching a 19-year-old Newcastle prodigy that could be even better. His name is Lewis Miley. According to Sports Boom, Arsenal rate Miley highly and have sent scouts to watch him in recent months. The teenager has already made 76 appearances for Newcastle despite being just 19 years old. That's incredible. Miley is a product of Newcastle's academy. He burst through the ranks 2 seasons ago during Newcastle's injury crisis, and Eddie Howe has never looked back. Here's what makes Lewis Miley so special and why Arsenal are watching him so closely. The kid is versatile, naturally a midfielder, but this season he's been filling in at right back during Tino Livramento's and Kieran Trippier's absences, and he's been impressive there. Eddie Howe recently praised Miley on TNT Sports. Listen to what he said. He's done so well at right back. Sometimes he has played at centre half. He has taken every single position in his stride. He's adding qualities all the time to his game. Deep down, you've got a really good technical footballer who's a great athlete. He's also a great person and a great character. I think you put all those qualities together, I think you've got a great player. That's huge praise from Howe. And when your manager is playing you in multiple positions at just 19 years old, you know you're special. The article calls Miley Elliot Anderson 2.0 for a reason. Newcastle reluctantly lost Anderson to Nottingham Forest 2 years ago, and they're desperate not to make the same mistake with Miley. There was noise last summer about Miley being unsettled due to lack of first-team opportunities, but with 30 games across all competitions this season, that speculation has completely subsided. Newcastle are even considering improving the contract terms he signed in January 2024. They want to lock him down long-term, but Arsenal aren't alone in this race. Manchester City are also watching Miley closely, and surprisingly, Aston Villa are interested as well. Mikel Arteta will have funds to spend this summer, regardless of whether Arsenal win the Premier League title, and a versatile 19-year-old who can play midfield, right back and centre half. That's exactly the type of player Arsenal should be targeting. Young, talented, Premier League proven, and fits the profile perfectly. Drop a fire if you want Arsenal to sign Lewis Miley this summer. While Arsenal are making smart scouting moves, Andrea Berta just made one massive mistake that could haunt us. Berta's huge Nwaneri mistake could cost Arsenal the Premier League title. Gooners, this one is going to make you angry. Andrea Berta has been mostly flawless since joining Arsenal, but he just made one catastrophic mistake with Ethan Nwaneri, and it could cost us the Premier League title. Let me explain the situation because this is absolutely brutal. And Nwaneri is currently on loan at Marseille. One of the biggest reasons Arsenal sent him there was so he could work under Roberto De Zerbi for 6 months. Mikel Arteta personally convinced Nwaneri to join the French club. But less than a month later, De Zerbi left Marseille. Nwaneri's now stuck there with a new manager who may know nothing about him. That's already bad enough. But here's where it gets catastrophic for Arsenal. Arsenal are in a crisis right now. Mikel Merino is ruled out until the end of the season. Kai Havertz is set for a spell on the sidelines. Even Martin Odegaard missed the last game due to injury. It would be ideal to have Ethan Nwaneri back at Arsenal right now. The Hale End graduate could fill in, provide depth, and help us through this injury nightmare. But Arsenal don't have the option to bring Nwaneri back. Why? Because Andrea Berta did not insert a recall clause in his loan agreement. Let me repeat that. No recall clause. And Nwaneri is stuck in France until the end of the season, and there's nothing Arsenal can do about it. This is not just about squad depth. This could have a big impact on the Premier League title race. Arsenal are 6 points clear right now, but Manchester City are breathing down our necks. If injuries pile up and Arsenal don't have enough bodies to compete on all fronts, that lead could evaporate fast. And the fact that we have an 18-year-old talent stuck at Marseille when we desperately need him at home, that's a massive mistake by Berta. A recall clause doesn't exist, but Arsenal should still try to bring Nwaneri back. To do so, Arsenal will need to reach an agreement with Marseille to cut short his loan, and that will probably involve financial compensation. It's not ideal, but with 4 trophies still up for grabs and injuries piling up, Arsenal should do whatever it takes. It remains to be seen if Berta will even make an attempt to correct his mistake, but this loan deal is already looking like a disaster. Would you pay Marseille to bring Nwaneri back early? Drop yes or no in the comments. While Berta deals with that mess, one Arsenal signing is proving all the doubters wrong. Gooner's Roy Keane is having the last laugh, and honestly, we should all apologise to him. Victor Gyokeres has divided opinion since joining Arsenal. Andrea Berta signed the Swede from Sporting CP after difficult negotiations. And early on, Gyokeres struggled. He didn't do much in his debut against Manchester United on opening day. An injury didn't help either. The doubters came out in force, but Roy Keane backed him from the start. And now, 5 months later, Keane has been proven absolutely right. Here's what Roy Keane said back in August, and this is critical. A week after Gyokeres scored a brace in his second game, Keane claimed that Gyokeres would be a hit for Arsenal and predicted he'd score 20 goals by the end of the season. People thought Keane was crazy. Gary Neville disagreed, Jamie Carragher disagreed. Even Ian Wright refused to call Gyokeres a hit. But fast forward to today, Gyokeres has scored 13 goals in 32 games. That's more than what Thierry Henry and Dennis Bergkamp managed in the same period during their debut seasons. 13 goals with at least 17 games still to play. Keane's prediction of 20 goals is absolutely on track. This week on the Stick to Football podcast, Keane was asked about Gyokeres again, and he doubled down. I'm going to say he's doing what he's supposed to do with Arsenal. I think a hit by the end of the season, the goals he'll get. I'm going to give him a hit. Gary Neville, Jamie Carragher and Ian Wright still refused to call him a hit. They placed him in the maybe category. But the stats don't lie, Gooners. Gyokeres is on track to achieve something rare. In the entire Premier League era, only 2 players have scored more than 20 goals in their debut season for Arsenal. Ian Wright did it in 1991/92 with 26 goals. Alexis Sanchez did it in 2014/15 with 25 goals. Gyokeres has 13 already with 17 games minimum left to play. He needs 7 more goals. And honestly, he's absolutely getting there. Roy Keane will have the last laugh, and we should all admit he was right from the beginning. Drop a check mark if you think Gyokeres will hit 20 goals this season. So Gooners, 3 questions. Should Arsenal go all in to sign Lewis Miley from Newcastle before Manchester City grab him? Was Andrea Berta's decision not to include a recall clause for Nwaneri an absolute disaster that could cost us the title? And will Victor Gyokeres prove Roy Keane right by hitting 20 goals and becoming only the 3rd Arsenal player in the Premier League era to do it in their debut season? Drop your answers in the comments right now. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and subscribe for Arsenal news every single day. Until next time, Gooners. Come on, you Gunners.